You're listening to Saturday Morning Media. And now, back to our show. This show is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons. If you'd like to see this show continue, consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media. And thank you for your support. Say, kids, how would you like to build your very own Driftwood Gulch action playset? Stay tuned after the show to find out how.
Saturday Morning Theater proudly presents The Tales of Deputy Guppy. Return with us now to the thrilling days of not too long ago, when the West was wild and the rivers in the West were even wilder. Luckily, there was one fish to maintain law and order. One fish to reel in those who dare disturb the peace and tranquility of Driftwood Gulch. One fish to stand for truth, justice, and honor in the untamed rivers of the Wild West. Deputy Guppy! Today's adventure, waiting for backup. In our last episode, the RedLip Blenny Gang, a gang of self-proclaimed train robbers, rode into Driftwood Gulch and made ominous threats towards Deputy Guppy. Deputy Guppy sent his pal Ringo to the Trout Village to try and get some help in dealing with the gang. And now Guppy stands on the front porch of the sheriff's office as he listens to the RedLip Blenny Gang whoop it up across the street in the Union Saloon.
Evening, Guppy.
Miss Tunabelle?
You've got a stern look about you tonight. What's troubling you?
You ever hear tell of the RedLip Blenny Gang?
Can't say as I have before now.
Well, me neither before tonight. That's them raising a ruckus in the Union right now.
You think they're gonna be trouble?
Could be. They promised as much when they first rode into town. Apparently, they robbed the Pacific Northern a few weeks back.
I do seem to remember Mr. Wembley, the supply wagon driver, mentioned something about a big train robbery, but said they didn't reckon they knew who did it. You think it could be them?
Could be just as likely as anyone else, I reckon. I'm not concerned about the train robbery. I just don't need any trouble in town.
I see.
Well, I sent Ringo to get at Sadi about 15 minutes ago, but it's going to be a bit till he gets back here. I have a feeling I'm going to need some backup.
Well, you got me, Guppy.
You? Well, Miss Tunabelle, I appreciate it, but I think that this situation
Don't give me that ladies gotta stay out of harm's way business, or are you forgetting how I handled myself when we first met?
No, I ain't forgetting that at all, Miss Tunabelle.
What's the difference between this RedLip Blenny Gang and the Brisket Gang we were up against before,
Well, there's more of them in this case.
Then it stands to reason you need me here even more than you did back at the stage. Hold up.
Well, I reckon that we could...
I got my pistol.
Okay, just put that thing away. I want to avoid trouble, not advertise for it.
Sorry.
All right, you can stay, but you got to do as I say.
Will do. Is there anyone else in town we might be able to call for backup?
It's getting on into the evening. I'm thinking that most folks are settling in at home for some supper.
This sounds a mite uneven, but you got me. You're such a good shot, and I'm no slouch either. I'm sure the two of us will be able to handle it. Besides, you're pretty good about diffusing a situation without firing a shot.
I hope you're right.
Look, they're coming out of the saloon.
Yeah, you step back here by the door and keep that pistol hidden. If a firefight starts, you take up hold here in the doorway.
Will do.
They look a little sauced from the salt waters. Perhaps they'll just saddle up and ride on out of here.
Everyone get their fill of salt water.
Sure enough got some, Yelp.
Good. You know, boys, I think I like this little town. Thinking we should spend more time here. They got an awful nice bank over there. Might be time to refill our coffers after the Pacific Northern.
You stay here. Keep me covered from the doorway.
You're covered.
The evening, RedLip.
Well, looky here, boys. It's the runt of a deputy that we met upon entering the town. What can we do for you, pipsqueak?
What you can do for me is saddle up and ride on out of Driftwood Gulch. You've had your fill at the Union. Now take your ruckus elsewhere.
Take our ruckus elsewhere. Why, deputy, this ruckus, as you call it, is the way we live. And this here being an unincorporated territory of the United States, we're free to live however we want.
Oh, true. Unless that living impedes on the living of others here in town, or if, well, say, you rob the town's bank.
I understand in some circles, robbing a bank ain't much to some fishing's liking. But the RedLip Blenny Gang makes its own rules.
Not in Driftwood Gulch, you don't.
And I suppose you're aiming to stop me.
I am.
You? Stopping the RedLip Blenny Gang? All by your lonesome?
He ain't alone, RedLip.
Who's that up there?
Guppy's backup. And I got a pistol aimed right at you.
A lady fish? The deputy got a lady fish for his backup. Boys, this town's gonna be easier to knock over than I thought.
Deputy Guppy and Tunabelle are in a rough position now. They're in a face-off against the RedLip Blenny Gang and are seriously outnumbered. Will Ringo and Atsani return in time to even up the sides? You'll have to find out in the next episode of The Tales of Deputy Guppy!
Episode number 203 of The Tales of Deputy Guppy starred Grant Baciocco as Deputy Guppy, Carla Rudy as Tunabelle, Dan Garza as RedLip Blenny, Kevin Berntson as the narrator, and Dan Garza, Jim Ruel, and Kevin Berntson as the members of the RedLip Blenny Gang. Sound design for this episode by Christopher Green of GreenStreams Studio. Find out more at greenstreamsstudio.ca. Music for this episode by Dan Ring. Say kids, did you know that every episode of The Tales of Deputy Guppy comes with a piece of the Driftwood Gulch action playset that's all ready for you to download, print, color, cut, and assemble? All you gotta do is head on over to DeputyGuppy.com and click on the link to the free PDF in the post for this episode. Once you add this new building to your playset, we would love to see a picture of it. Send a picture of your Driftwood Gulch action playset to hello@SaturdayMorningMedia.com and stay tuned for more buildings and figures coming with future episodes so you can build your very own Driftwood Gulch. The Tales of Deputy Guppy is a production of Saturday Morning Media and is made possible by the Saturday Morning Media Patreon patrons who've gone to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up a monthly pledge for as little as $1 a month. Huge thanks to Shay Stewart, Mer Lafferty, Jeff Peterson, Dale Godania, Stephen Staver, Jackie Klimo, Melissa Crawford, Dave Slusher of the Evil Genius Chronicles, Mike Conflin, Dorothy Baciocco, John D., Kathy Crawford, Brian Greer, Carrie Whitney, Chuck Tomasi from the Technorama podcast, Chris Foster, Stephen Ing, Clinton of ComedyForecast.com, Vicky DeVries, Mike Wabshall, Twitter user Butts and Gear, aka Wildcat, Eve Cunning, Mike Hamilton, Gaston Moreno, Reed Loveland, Ivan Asquith, Vanessa Whitney, Peggy Etra, Kristen Hogan of Squid Friends, David Akers, Zoe Palladino, Ellen Multari, Christopher Harris, Rachel Jackson of Vox Fabuli Puppets, Carolyn Weisner, John Petty, Rachel Hansen, Darcy Prevost, Fernando Torres, Ron McAdams, Perlicue Magic, Jason Domer, Lee Barrett, Casino Skunk, The Misty Minute, Peter Capesser, Night Gig Studios, Joel Rechtfertig, Adrian Rose Leonard, Earth to John Francis, RJ, Ginger J. Fitz, Megapodtastic, Paul Brunel, Jamie Hitchcock, Catherine Hannaford, Alan Gratz, Rachel Gibbous, John R. Darnold, Jude Major, Miss Maudie and her buddies, Molly Smith, Phil Goodman, and Emma Buntrock Muller. If you'd like to support this show and the other fun content from Saturday Morning Media, become a patron. Head on over to patreon.com/Saturday Morning Media and set up your monthly pledge today. You can also tell a friend about the show or leave the show a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcasts. The Tales of Deputy Guppy is copyright 2018 Saturday Morning Media, Grant Baciocco, executive producer. All rights reserved. www.SaturdayMorningMedia.com. You've been listening to Saturday Morning Media. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.